We flash back to the night when Vlad and the man met, where the man is wiping his blade, saying, "Can't fool your age." The man says, "Guess, the winter wind got to your bones, huh?" He looks back over his shoulder. We see the man's back behind him. A hand stained with blood rests against a broken sword, a symbol of defeat and resilience. The man spits out the words, "Are you just a fool?" The man continues to say, "Was this on purpose?" We then see the real Stanga lying dead on the floor. The flashback ends, taking us back to the fight between Jorge and the unknown man. The man says, "You've changed a lot," talking to Jorge, seemingly having known him in the past. Jorge asks, "Why have you come looking for me now after all this time?" The man informs Jorge that Count Gaydar has passed away. Jorge froze, his expression clear in the stillness of that moment, as the weight of the revelation settled upon him like a shroud. The man continues, "It has not been announced due to complications, but soon everyone will hear of it." He then mocks the dead, cheers to the pitiful Count Gaydar. The man holds a glass up in a toast. Jorge's face contorts with rage. Clearly, he is not pleased with this display. Jorge yells, "You bastard," and charges. The man continues also. The man is unable to finish his sentence as he dodges Jorge's strike at lightning-fast speeds, and everyone's gazes turn to looks of surprise. The man is now behind Jorge, saying cheers to the new Count Gaydar Sigmund. We finally learn the man's name, Godin, as Jorge screams his name, preparing a heavy strike. They both clash in battle, with no clear winner in sight. Godin has blocked Jorge's blow. Godin says that the new Count's orders have the deserter knight, Jorge, returned immediately. This is Count Sigmund's first order. "Sigmund is not my lord," Jorge screams loudly, striking again. Godin says that the Count does not expect you to return obediently either. Jorge and Godin clash once more. During the clash, Godin says, nor does he hope for that to happen. Vlad says to Madame Marcella, "It's not safe there." He takes her to the exit. We see Jorge still locked in fierce combat as Vlad and Madame Marcella leave. Burley downstairs asked Vlad what was going on upstairs. Vlad says, "Burley, get everyone up here, Jorge is." He is cut off as Jorge gets sent flying past him to the bottom floor. Vlad glances at Jorge. His expression becomes tense. We see Godin still in the same swinging pose, from where Jorge just flew from. Godin then says, "Still making choices as naive as ever, huh, Jorge?" Jorge crashes into the downstairs floor. One of the men screams, "Boss, what the hell is going on?" One of the men says. Jorge lay on the floor, coughing. We cut to Vlad. Dagger Jorge gave him a flying through the air towards Godin. Godin blocks it effortlessly. We see them standing face to face before us. Vlad glares at Godin, but Godin ignores him, going for Jorge. Vlad screams to Jorge to move out of the way as Godin charges at Jorge with his sword. Jorge slowly begins to rise, his voice laced with a primal scream. Erg. Jorge dodges Godin's strike, just 10 times screaming from his original injuries. We see Jorge now, having narrowly avoided the attack, trying to recover and stand. Godin finally speaks. "Why couldn't you just follow orders that day?" he says to Jorge. Jorge replied, "I'm a human being. I don't follow dogshit orders like that," implying the order was inhumane. Godin then says, "No, you're a knight." He says this, gazing at Jorge with imposing purple eyes. We see others come to back Jorge up. Godin says the knight has dragged on for too long, implying that he is going to stop holding back. He closes his left eye again, implying that he is about to unleash his sword aura. We see Vlad frantically screaming, "No, don't do it," he says. We can now see Godin's sword. Aura is active, now he is serious. We see cuts of lines appearing on the men. No one is spared. We then see Jorge, with 4 cut marks across his body. We see Godin, his eyes flashing blue with his sword aura. Blue flashes of sword strokes appear in the air, slicing through all that it touches. Godin stands at its center, Vlad lifts his arm up to cover himself from the bright sword aura. The flashes of sword swings continue. We cut to a scene where everything is in disarray. Vlad says, "Urgh." He continues, "What on earth just happened?" He looks forward to seeing multiple of the men laying dead on the ground. He screams fuck, but in the moment there is nothing he can do. We then see Godin standing in front of him. He let out a noise of surprise. We see Jorge's mouth covered in blood. Vlad is about to say Jorge, but stops halfway, his expression contorting with pure anguish. We see blood stains on the floor. We then see his glowing blue eyes. He's frozen, unable to move, his bottom lip quivering. He was the first to offer a hand to the boy rolling in the back alley dirt. Vlad thought in his head. We then see an image of Jorge and Vlad sitting next to each other at the bar. It then cuts to a grim scene. Godin holds Jorge's head in his hands, his body detached. We see the reflection in Vlad's eyes in this moment. His whole world shatters. He picks up a nearby sword in complete rage. His eyes glow blue with rage, his innate potential leaking out as he charges at Godin with the sword. Vlad lets out a war cry, preparing to strike. He slashes at Godin. His strike is lightning fast and precise, but Godin is just too fast and he dodges. Godin thinks to himself, sword path. Godin continues to think. How does a gutter kid know the sword path? His purple eyes gaze at Vlad. He says, impressive. We see Vlad charging at Godin, saying, die. Godin uses his lightning-fast reflexes to kick Vlad away. Vlad flies back from the kick. We then see Vlad crash to the ground. We see Godin looking at him, crash to the floor. Godin thinks to himself, Vlad was born with the sword's path. He couldn't believe Vlad's body instinctively twisted to deflect the attack. The voice in Vlad's head says, breathe, lad, don't lose it. We see Vlad on the floor gasping, erg, oh. Godin thinks to himself, killing Vlad now would be too much of a waste, even if he returns with a sharper sword. Godin thinks to himself, watching over those with potential is always a pleasure. Godin. We see Godin when he was younger, being taught by Jorge. Godin smirks. Godin then says to Vlad, hey, you kid who attended me. A knight only takes a fair price. Vlad looks up, his expression contorted in pain. He says, what? He then revealed his name was not Stanga and he was not 42. He said, I got an unfair price from you, so he'll give this back, he said. He continues to say, however, I will take this. He says, holding up Jorge's head. It's a fitting price and my right as the victor. Godin says. Godin stands over Vlad, looking down at him. Vlad looks up and says, I'll kill you. Godin ignores him and walks away. Godin says, as your life is right now, don't even think of asking for a second piece of beef jerky. Vlad grits his teeth, seeing that Godin is not taking. He seriously, I will fucking kill you. Godin. Just you wait. Vlad screams once more, just you wait.